Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nightmares Nightly. Imagine going to sleep only to wake up falling into an ocean. I was confused and panicked, making a valiant effort trying to swim for the surface before the water rushed into my lungs. Try as I might, the light of the surface only grew distant. Giant cylinder blocks were chained to my arms and legs. It was hopeless. I would drown without any chance of survival. I felt the bottom of the floor grace my feet, and the silt entered my eyes. They burned, but not as bad as my lungs. I couldn't help but thrash around, trying desperately to escape my shackles and somehow swim to freedom. But the world around me grew dark, and I took my breath. The salt water in my lungs burned and a wild pain flared in the back of my head. They say you feel a strange euphoria once your lungs burst, but I would soon find out that would never come. Minutes would pass, then hours, and a realization hit me that I wasn't going to die, but instead be forced to suffocate until some other force graced me with death. When you don't have air, you want nothing more than to gasp for any oxygen that can enter your lungs. But my reflex was met with repeated failure, and the burning of the salt water scraped the insides of my throat. After a whole day, my muscles grew tired, and I gave in to the pain. It was odd. I was in an extraordinary amount of pain, but my body seemed to give up like it knew there was no escape. Even when trying to will myself to move, I was almost paralyzed, like my body decided to sleep. I had wondered if I was dead and death was just an eternity in a body that was unable to be used. I began to spiral as night washed over me. What was that? Out of the corner of my eye, I caught two things. The first was something rapidly moving behind me, and the second was some cord that appeared attached to my neck. But the cord wasn't my priority right now. Something was stalking me. I was but prey in an abyss. It's been about a week now, and I can still feel that thing stalking me. At first, I thought it was some sea animal, but now I don't believe that it's possible. It's moving all around me, mostly staying out of sight, and whenever I try to take a glance, it speeds away faster than my eyes can track it. It's been almost a whole month now, and whatever this thing is, it's taunting me. I've been without food, and at this point, I know nothing but the pain in my body as it struggles to live without dying. I went a while without seeing fish anywhere near me, and I recently figured out why. I saw a glimmer in the distance coming closer, and it was only until it was practically on top of me did I realize a shark was coming to end my misery. This was it. I would finally escape this torture of the sea. But that hope was violently ripped away from me as that thing bit a hold of the shark, viciously thrashing it around like a rag doll in the water. The silt from the bottom covered my surroundings, blinding me from the gruesome scene. As the dust settled, only chunks of ravaged shark meat and blood were left floating in the water. My mental state has really gone down the drain. Periodically, I'll burst out in random fits of anger and frustration, which sets me off more when the silt enters my eyes, and other times I'll break down in an attempt to cry, which doesn't help due to the need to breathe while in this state. The good news is, my body stopped attempting to breathe on its own, which stops the burning sensation of moving salt water instead of motionless salt water. I started hearing voices somewhere nearby. I can't tell if it's that monster or if I'm going mad, but it sounds like someone imitating a human voice. I think it's trying to speak to me, but it sounds too far away for me to hear. I think it's calling a name, but I can't seem to remember who I even am. The other strange anomaly is the shadows that are watching me. I can feel them watching me constantly, moving around me, studying me. I know what they want. They're here to watch me suffer for eternity like an animal in a cage. I can hear them better now. They're chanting something I can't understand, and with each cycle, they're becoming louder and louder. They're screaming now, and I think I finally understand. They're surrounding me, and the high-pitched ringing pierced my ears with their cursed words. Sufren de asfixiar lagar de viara. Sufren de asfixiar lagar de viara. Sufren de asfixiar lagar de viara. Memory file 927846. Recover. Data recovery complete. Subject data. Serum 87. Success. Mental state shows irreversible effects. Body ST fully recovered. The patient is experiencing memory loss due to trauma and shows signs of hysteria and PTSD. The patient was recovered once we were alerted that the serum cord was disconnected due to an unknown force. Biological zone information. Zone 37 was reported as an ecological dead zone due to an unknown predator. No new information about the predator has been recovered, except for evidence of large energy frequencies. The patient was recovered by Detective Briggs and is currently being held in a secure location and will be kept and studied indefinitely. End document. Thanks for listening, everybody. And if you like what I'm doing and want to hear more, hit that subscribe button for more Nightmares Nightly.